In the rugged mountains and isolated valleys of north-central Washington state, touching the Canadian border and bounded on the south and east by the mighty Columbia River, lies Okanogan Country. It is the largest county in the state, but has fewer than 8 people per its 5,000 square miles. It's home to more wildlife than humans, and a rich history and culture that has given rise to something else: art, and lots of it. Painters, sculptors, metalworkers, jewelers, illustrators, photographers, muralists, and hundreds of others have crafted these rural mountain and valley communities into one of the art world's best-kept secrets. But perhaps the most decisively iconic work that has recently taken both the artistic and the indigenous landscapes by storm are the massive metal sculptures of smoker Virgil Marchand, member of the Arrow Lakes Band of the Colville Confederated Tribes, whose work has expanded internationally, but whose roots remain firmly planted in the rich glacial soil of Okanogan Country.
I didn't know I was an artist. My brother was actually the artist out of both of us. He got accepted at the Institute of American Arts in Santa Fe, New Mexico. And unknown to me, he drew pictures for my application and got me accepted. I didn't get into steelwork until about 2000, when a good friend, George Flett, who's now passed away, asked me to go to Colfax and try it. I went there with not knowing what the heck I was going to do. I got there, I was scared to death. I spent 2 days there. I didn't give up, and finally it just started clicking, and I've been doing it ever since.
Since 2000, Smoker's nearly 100 metal sculptures have renewed a dialogue in the Native communities. However, it is Smoker's root digger sculptures in particular that have made an incredible impact on both the elders and youth alike.
I had a lady from Kalispell call me. She was coming through Belvedere. She seen him. She made her husband back down the road. He said he almost wrecked. And she says, I had to go out there and see him. I had the schools call me and tell me, says, you don't know what you did. We have a lot of kids who don't talk a lot. He said, now they're opening up. It's incredible how these kids are now starting to talk about their culture and their history.
Smoker hasn't just inspired the people. Rather, over the years, he's also helped bring together fellow artists to create art in downtown Omak.
This is called How the Animals Got Their Names. I worked with a couple of other artists probably 10 years ago, and we did them out of wood. Within a few years, they deteriorated, and people started complaining, said they're dangerous, and we get them out of there. So we found some money in a grant to buy the material. So I called all the other artists, and I says, can I do these? And they all said, yes. You're the only one that can bring these back to life. So I did. And it's been really an incredible journey.
Smoker's art is different from most public artworks. You'll find most others in urban, high-traffic areas, but Smoker's art is placed where it is represented best. The Root Diggers is on a lonely, barren stretch of nondescript highway, but it is exactly where his people used to dig the roots. Sasquatch is nearly invisible on a jutting rock near the summit of Disatel Pass. You'd probably miss it unless you were looking for it, but as it turns out, it's in the perfect spot.
And where we put the Sasquatch, I didn't even know that was a Sasquatch crossing till an elder told me. I just thought it was the best site.
Smoker's art is inextricably tied to the land, the heritage, and the rich culture of Okanogan Country. But he's not the first to embrace and share this place in an entirely unexpected way. Back in the early 1900s, Japanese immigrant and intrepid photographer Frank Matsuura was an inspiration to Smoker's work as well.
Frank Matsuura was incredible because I didn't know a lot about him, but if you look at our history and our culture, he's the one that captured it during the day. So a lot of the information and references always came from him. His name always came up.
He eventually ended up in Okanogan County, and in hundreds and hundreds of captivating photographs, he captured an era of massive cultural and historical transition. And he did so with an artistic excellence, creative flair, humor, and clearly a deep appreciation of the diversity of cultures that have always been represented in Okanogan Country. This unexpected and surprising juxtaposition of art, culture, people, and landscapes is prevalent here, and visitors want to discover it for themselves.
Now, if you really want to see our culture and the history of the Okanogan tribes, look at the public artwork that we've done in our communities throughout Okanogan County.
So take a road trip or book a flight to Washington State and come experience the art and the heart of Okanogan Country. You'll find a complete downloadable driving map of all of our public art, including 10 of Smoker's public works, plus an overview of the Frank Matsura photographic murals along with a walking tour, multiple galleries and artist studios, and many more historical and cultural landmarks on our website at www.okanogancountry.com.